home. Bring your own, or they'll sell you one. Find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
The Shelby County Economic Development Corporation is here to help your business grow, fostering success, attracting investment, and building a stronger community. Learn more today at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
This is Bill Pinkston, General Sales Manager at Landmark
Information Station, WTIM.
You are listening to the WTIM Morning Show, brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, alongside Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is Ted Chapman. He is the coordinator of the upcoming 9/11 commemoration that is being worked through with the Taylorville Fire Department. Ted, good morning to you. Pleasure to have you here this morning.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And this is our first, or my first in-person interview, and so I am very excited for this. Ted, I would like to start with, first and foremost, why does this service have the 25th year anniversary? What is this commemoration, and what does this really mean to you to start?
Well, as a former volunteer with the Taylorville Fire Department, I believe in the old saying that if we don't remember our past, that we are prone to have it repeated on us. And I've always felt that we need to honor those that have served. And there were 343 young firefighters that gave their lives that day. And they need to be remembered, as well as the victims of this attack, law enforcement, EMT, and then all the hard workers at the various hospitals where the injured were taken. So, it's just something that we need to remember.
Absolutely. And that explains a little bit about your involvement. If you don't mind my asking, who else is involved in this commemoration ceremony? And is there anybody you'd like to highlight with that?
Well, there's many that I'd like to highlight. Of course, our fire department, Chief Aderman, our assistant chief, and all those that are full-time and volunteer firefighters. Our ambulance service, Dunn's Ambulance, is involved in it because they too have paramedics and stuff, and there were paramedics that did die that day. Both our city police and our county sheriff's office are getting involved because of the law enforcement and stuff. And we have, we just want to get the public involved and knowledgeable about the sacrifice that we might not have had an occasion like this. But every time there is a fire, every time there's an accident on our highways, these first responders put their lives on the line to help others.
Absolutely. And with this commemoration ceremony, what are you hoping to get out of it? And what are you maybe hoping for the community to get out of it?
I'm hoping that the community, because a lot of our younger people, anyone that was born after 2001, they didn't have the shock of watching this take place through the news medias. They didn't have the knowledge. They don't have quite the comprehension of the sacrifice that took place on that day.
And to be honest, Ted, I personally would say that I was not a witness to that. And I can tell you this much, that maybe it doesn't stand out as much for me as it maybe should. And I would love to maybe be filled in on something like that. And so I think that would be a great benefit to the community. As for the why, I think you've answered that. And I would like to know maybe when it's set to occur and when we're talking about getting things rolling.
Well, we've had one meeting. I've had one meeting with some of those that were asked to take part. Mayor Barry did come, and he's behind it. He did say he didn't know if he would still be mayor or not at that time, but I feel like the community will be behind this. It's just, again, it's just something that, as a citizen of the United States, to watch our country, being a veteran myself and a volunteer firefighter, seeing what's going on in our country today, I think we need to be made aware that the threat is not past. It is still very prevalent in the world today. And we think because we're in central Illinois that we're exempt from that, but we're not. We too are, we're a farming community and farmers feed the world. So it is something that I feel like we need to stay alert. We can't just bury our head in the sand, so to speak, and it'll never happen here. It can, not saying it will. Hopefully it will not come to something like that, but we have been inundated by an influx of people that we don't know their background, and we need to be alert and aware of things that are going on around us and have occurred in the past and can reoccur.
I think that's a great point to kind of connect it from central Illinois to the bigger picture. I do think a lot of people kind of lose sight of that and maybe are looking just past the end of their nose when it comes to maybe your concerns about national security and other things like that. You've said, hey, we don't want it to repeat itself. What do you see as a potential way to maybe mitigate that risk and to learn from some of those troubles that we've had in the past?
Well, I think we rely, of course, on our law enforcement. We rely on our FAR, our EMTs and stuff. But yet as citizens, we need to be alert at things that don't fit, so to speak, in the norm. I know that we are having a lot of cooperation as far as drugs and stuff like that, but they call them sleeper cells that come into communities and they start working slowly, and they're based, a lot of times they're not based in larger cities, they're based in smaller communities. And I think at even Taylorville that we need to be alert to things that are going around us a little bit, and not just say, oh, that's them, I don't want to get involved. I think it's a time that we as the citizens, we do need to be involved in supporting our first responders.
Absolutely. Those that put their lives at risk and for us. And I can absolutely get behind that. Ted, when it comes to the ceremony itself and what you're hoping to do with that, what's your ideal picture for that? Is it getting other entities involved like the VFW, or what would you like to do in terms of the ceremony itself?
I am working with the VFW, the American Legion. Also, I'd like to see our Boy Scout, Cub Scout, Girl Scout clubs get involved in it. I'm really hoping to see it go county-wide. I know that I've talked to the chief of the Painted Fire Department. They happen to have a girder that's out of one of the towers. And Chief Bland down there, I've known him for years, having been on fire department, worked with him at different times. They've consented to bring their tower truck. They have a large American flag that I'm hoping to suspend between their tower truck and Taylorville's tower truck. We're not sure of the location yet. I would like to see it up on the north side of the square because we have that tall American flag pole there with the backdrop of our county courthouse. And I just think that would be a great place to have it. If we couldn't do it there, maybe we are looking at too large a crowds, then possibly moving out to the county fairgrounds. That's all up in the air. A lot of things are, but just try to, again, get people aware of the sacrifice our law enforcement, our first responders do make. They put their lives on the line day in and day out to serve and protect. And like I say, I was a veteran. I did not see combat. I was in Vietnam. I have seen the terrorism of being around those that have suffered at the hands of terrorists in the world today.
Ted, when it comes to maybe those that might speak, or maybe some that might be able to kind of pull this whole thing together, do you have anybody in mind that you would like to see maybe guest speak at this event? Or is there anybody that you would really love to have just be involved moving forward that maybe isn't involved right now in terms of maybe speaking to the crowd?
Well, in that case, we're pretty fortunate. We do have a man lives in the area that was a former NYPD police officer.
Okay.
That was on scene at Ground Zero.
Really?
I have met him a time or two through but I think he would be a fantastic keynote speaker. We also have a lady that has a business right here in Taylorville, that she had a business just a few blocks away from Ground Zero, that I think that I've talked to her. She's consented to speak to us. So I don't want to make it political, but a lot of stuff does. But I feel like these two, if we can get them to come and speak and share their personal experiences, why, I think that would add a whole lot to it.
I think that absolutely would. And for somebody to be so closely involved, whether that's NYPD or having a business there just a few blocks away, to have that personal connection and be able to bring it back to the Central Illinois community, I think that is a big deal. And Ted, we are going to go ahead and take our first break here. Again, I'm speaking with Ted Chapman. He is the coordinator of an upcoming 9/11 commemoration service that will be held in coordination with the Taylorville Fire Department. You are listening to the first segment of the WTIM morning show here on WTIM, your information station, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville.
Your information station, WTIM.
I'm Will Perkins, President and CEO of the Taylorville Community Credit Union. TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Miller Media Group Community Spotlight, allowing a different nonprofit organization to be highlighted on WTIM, WMKR, and WRAN each month.
Hello, this is Lieutenant Ben Toberman with the Taylorville City Police Department. During this holiday season, here's a few helpful tips to make sure your packages are safe under the Christmas tree. Start by tracking your package until the final destination. Ensure your home security system covers your package drop-off area. If you're not going to be home, make a neighbor or family member aware of the package being delivered and see if they can pick it up for you. Let's remember the less fortunate in our community and know that the Taylorville City Police Department has coats and blankets for people in need.
This is Cammie Payne, General Manager of the Miller Media Group. We, along with TCCU, are proud to bring you the Community Spotlight each month.
TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Miller Media Group Community Spotlight. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
This is Bill Pinkston, General Sales Manager at Landmark of Taylorville. Whether you need a year-end tax write-off or just want a shiny new vehicle for the holidays, we have a great selection to choose from. With discounts up to $11,000 or financing as low as 0% for 60 months. Plus, we have over 400 vehicles in our family of dealerships. With Buick, Chevy, and GMC under one roof and our lifetime powertrain warranty, why would you buy anywhere else? All roads lead to Landmark of Taylorville. Come see us today. And remember,
You always do better at Landmark.
The WTIM Swap Shop has gone virtual. Now you can list your items to buy, sell, trade, or give away absolutely free by posting them online. Just click on the Swap Shop icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Then click Create Account to create your free account. Complete the fields and hit Submit. Once your items are approved by station staff, they'll automatically show up on the Swap Shop page on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Yes, the WTIM Swap Shop is now online and still free. Check it out today.
Take News Talk WTIM programming with you wherever you go, both live and archived. News Talk WTIM streams 24/7 simply by clicking the Listen Live icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. And to hear archived WTIM programming like the morning or noon farm shows, expanded local newscast, morning show interviews, Swap Shop AM or PM, click the audio on demand icon in the upper left-hand corner. Whether it's your smartphone, tablet, or desktop, News Talk WTIM stream is with you wherever you go 24 hours a day at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
You can get COVID, flu, and RSV vaccines free of charge at the Christian County Health Department. Both high-dose and regular dose flu vaccines are in stock, Make your appointment by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Here's Dr. Pavi Gill from Springfield Clinic, Taylorville.
Lifestyle medicine is about motivating you to improve your quality of life by changing habits and behaviors.
Find out more by clicking Dr. Gill's icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station with the WTIM Pana Morning Show. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, alongside Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is Ted Chapman. He's the coordinator for the upcoming 9/11 commemoration. And Ted, we've been talking a little bit about how to get involved and what you're hoping to do. My question to you is, are you looking for any donations, or how, if somebody is interested in volunteering, how could they maybe reach out to you to do so?
Right now, we're not looking for any donations, so to speak, anymore. At this time, we're still in the very preliminary planning sessions, but we are working with various representatives, the hospital itself, our police, fire, ambulance services. If someone is interested in helping with that, they can contact me at 217-827-4155 or through my wife, 217-824-6516. The police department, the fire department, where they can submit a willingness to help out however they can. It's, like I say, it's preliminary planning right now, but I know for myself, if I don't start early, I don't get it done.
Well, then we are in the same boat, Ted. I completely understand that. And right now, I love that we're putting so much attention to the details so early and in advance. And I hope that continues to go well with your planning, of course. And I know that we've talked a little bit about why this means so much to you and to others, and what you're hoping for people in the community to get out of it. And so my question would be for you then, how do we connect it again to Central Illinois, to that bigger picture? How do we connect Central Illinois and what's going on in this community to that bigger picture you're looking to kind of establish?
Well, I know personally that we have some families here that had family or a family member in the area of New York. We've got families right here that have members of their families serving our country in the armed forces. And I encourage people, if you see someone that is a veteran that's maybe wearing a hat or a shirt or in the American Legion, VFW, don't be afraid to tell them thank you, because they stand between us and the terrorists that in the world today. They're standing there every day willing to give up family time. Our police, our fire, our volunteer firefighters, they're giving up their time to protect and to preserve our nation, our country, our state, our city. So, when you see police, fire, when they're going somewhere, they've got a purpose in mind: protect property, protect lives. You see the red and blues, pull over, let them through so that they can get where they need to be. If it was your child that was in an accident, it was your house that's on fire, it might be they're responding for one of your own. Please watch for them, pull over, give them room, let them get to the emergency that they're headed to.
Well, I love all the messages that we've had here today. And Ted, we're just a few seconds out from wrapping up here. Could you provide that contact information one more time if they are interested in getting a hold of you to be a part of this great commemoration?
Again, you can contact the police, the fire. You can contact the city hall. You can call me personally, 217-827-4155, or through my wife, 217-824-6516.
Ted, thank you so much for your time today, sir. And I look forward to hopefully speaking with you as well on this in the future as you continue on with your plans. And we will wrap things up here in this first segment of the WTIM Morning Show, brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville and People's Bank and Trust.
Your information station, WTIM.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Payne and Nokomis.
A former military guard brings the casket of the 39th president to the motorcade. The motorcade traveling westward across town to the heights of Massachusetts Avenue, the site of the Washington National Cathedral, where President Carter's state funeral is beginning at this hour.